Good day, my name is Vindasalam. A very warm welcome and thank you for joining us today. We are delighted to share with you information that you may find useful in making your post-secondary education choices. I'm sure with the release of your O-level results, you have many questions on your mind. Which education pathway best suits your learning style? How best to leverage on the varied learning methods to maximize your learning opportunities for your development and so on. Many of you may also be in a dilemma choosing between JC or the polytechnic. Well, there is no clear-cut answer, and it really depends on your preference of your learning style and the clarity of your passion and interests. Let me help you to make an informed decision. Firstly, you should know the differences between JC and the polytechnic. In JC, you will typically take about 6 to 7 academic subjects, where the emphasis is on theoretical knowledge. Most of the time, you do not have to collaborate with your peers or work as a team. At the end of 2 years, you sit for your A-level examinations. On the other hand, in polytechnics, you would take up to 30 modules, most of which would be in a specialized field over the course of your 3 years. The emphasis is on hands-on or applied learning, which you frequently collaborate with your peers. In the polytechnic, your performance across the 3 years matters. There are 6 semesters, each ending with a semestral exam. Your cumulative GPA is the average of the semestral GPAs over the 3 years. The main difference between the poly and JC is that while the JC prepares students for universities, the poly prepares students for the workforce. However, poly graduates can also pursue further education at the universities. Next, let's look at some common misconceptions about JC and polytechnic education. The most common misconception is that only if you cannot qualify for JC, then you apply for the poly. Now, this may be true in the distant past, where if you did well, you would almost automatically go to the JC. If you didn't do well, then you would apply for the polytechnic. Nowadays, it is not so straightforward. In fact, almost half the O-level students admitted to the polytechnics actually qualify for JC. Another common misconception is that JC is the faster route to the university degree compared to poly. But did you know that actually it can take the same amount of time? Let's look at the journey of 2 students after their O-levels, Rachel and Pearl. Both aspire to study at a university. Rachel took the polytechnic route, whilst Pearl decided to go to a JC. Rachel took 3 years to complete her diploma, and Pearl took 2 years after her A-levels. Pearl went to a year 1 of her university program, and Rachel was admitted into year 2 after the polytechnic graduation. Rachel took 2 years to complete her university program, and Pearl took 3 years. In both, Rachel and Pearl took 5 years to obtain a university degree after their O-levels. This is possible because most diplomas are exempted up to 1 year of modules in a related university course. The advantage Rachel has over Pearl is that she has both a diploma and a degree, and that puts her in good stead in the world of work. There are greater than 30 universities with a minimum of 1 year articulation to over 550 courses. Now, if you already decided that you want to take the polytechnic route, how do you know which course to choose? The 5 polytechnics together offer 198 courses, so you need to choose wisely. Firstly, you will be glad to know the courses are neatly categorized into 9 categories. In RP, we have 7 schools, each specializing in 1 or 2 course categories. For example, The School of Engineering specializes in engineering and built environment categories. In fact, each RP school has developed niche capabilities for their specific industry related to the school's discipline. Identify your strengths and areas of interest. Shortlist courses in these areas. Do your research on each course structure, career prospects, and further education options. Same course names in different polys could have different course structures. Seek advice from education and career guidance counselors available at your current secondary school or even in RP. Speak to industry insiders, your parents' friends. They are all working in the industry. Now, one of the things that you definitely shouldn't do is to follow your friends blindly. Don't choose a course just because all your friends are choosing it. You will be doing yourself a disservice. Another thing that I have heard is that students have a dream polytechnic and they are willing to be admitted at any course that would allow them to join that polytechnic. Again, this will be doing themselves a disservice, as the choice of course does not consider their unique strengths and talents. If you have a preference for certain disciplines but unsure of which course is right for you, then RP's common entry programs are a great option to explore. We recently launched the Common Sports and Health program in 2022, which is unique to RP. The other polys don't have it. In 2023, we are also going to launch the Common Arts, Design and Media program. For those of you who still totally have no idea what your strengths and interests are, you may scan the QR code to make an appointment with our education and career guidance advisors in RP. Before we touch on the JAE, let me share a bit about RP and how we can help to nurture you to be innovative, entrepreneurial, professional, a problem solver, cultured and future ready. In RP, we focus on real-world learning through active participation, learner-centered approaches such as problem-based learning. The curriculum we offer is both generic and domain-specific. We offer general modules that looks into life skills and discipline modules that looks into the domain-specific. In their final year, we provide meaningful internship with industry partners to give our students the best experience of the world of work. Along the way, we also offer electives that will lead them into emerging competencies in areas such as digitalization, sustainability, just to name a few. To facilitate talent development opportunities for our students, alumni, and expertise development opportunities for our lecturers, Republic Polytechnic collaborates closely with over 2,000 industry partners. In addition to internships, students will also be doing their final year projects with our industry partners. Outside of the classroom, students can look forward to a vast number of CCAs which we offer. RP also has a very supportive environment for our students. Students have a mentor who will be with them throughout their 3 years of study in RP. Apart from that, we also have support for students with special education needs or those who require financial assistance. The new customized study pathway provides flexibility and diverse learning styles to support the varied learning needs of our students. Our Office of Entrepreneurship Development also supports students' entrepreneurial aspirations from ideation, prototyping, to commercializing your business ideas. You will also have the opportunity to work alongside like-minded entrepreneurs and learn the ropes from business and technical mentors to scale up your business in local and overseas market. let me share with you some of our success stories. Damien Sia is the founder and CEO of Motorist.sg, a comprehensive auto concierge platform that not only assists drivers with vehicle transaction, but also helps them conveniently manage all aspects of vehicle ownership. He first started his entrepreneurship journey as a student of the School of Infocom in 2011. Damien is now sharing his experience and helping to mentor our aspiring entrepreneurs. Tan Wei Shan graduated from the Diploma in Restaurant and Culinary Operations in 2017 and is now a private chef and owner of Make Sense Private Dining. Recounting his educational experience in RP, Wei Shan shared that RP presented him with countless opportunities and pushed his boundaries of growth and success. Being the president of Team Republic Sports Club and several other interest groups, it strengthened his core in social skills management and adaptability. Being able to represent Singapore in different culinary competitions, locally and abroad, magnified his knowledge and expertise. It serves as a fundamental building block by providing him exposure and experience that he now applies to his very own business. This is a broad overview of the different polytechnic admission exercises. Top N-level students who meet the criteria will be invited to participate in the Polytechnic Foundation Program admissions exercise. We also have the EAE, the JPAE for ITE students. For O-level students, about 20% of you may already have secured a conditional offer through the early admission exercise held in June last year. Your offer will be confirmed if you meet the minimum entry requirement upon the release of your O-level results. For the majority of O-level students, however, you will apply via the Joint Admission Exercise, the JAE. Those of you who are unsatisfied with the outcome of your JAE application can submit an appeal or apply via the Direct Admission Exercise. The focus of my talk today will be on the JAE. Now, what is the JAE? It is the main admission exercise for the O-level cohort administered by the Ministry of Education. It starts on the day of the O-level results release and usually closes about 5 or 6 days later. It is done online through the JAE internet system, and you can apply for JC, MI, Poly and ITE courses in a single application. You have a total of 12 choices and posting will be based on academic merit. For Polytechnic courses, this would be the NET EL R2B2 aggregate after deducting bonus points for CCA. For admissions to Polytechnic courses, we look at EL R2B2 net aggregate scores. So, what is EL R2B2? Well, EL refers to English, R2 refers to 2 relevant subjects, B2 refers to any 2 best subjects. Recall the 9 course categories that I shared with you earlier. These 9 categories generally fall into 4 ELR2 types as follows. So what is the difference between these 4 aggregate types? Well, the difference is in the 2 relevant subjects. If you notice, mathematics is very important as it is in the first relevant subject of the ELR2B, ELR2C and ELR2D aggregate types. If you are not mathematically inclined, you may want to consider courses that have the aggregate type A. Now, let's take a look at where to find your net aggregate scores. This is the JAE Form A, which you will be receiving upon the release of the O-level results. At the top right-hand corner, you will find your JAE PIN. This will enable you to log in to the internet system. Alternatively, you can use your SingPass. Now, you will see your subject grades including the CCA grade. If your CCA grade is excellent, you will be awarded 2 bonus points. Underneath the grades, you will see all the net aggregate scores which the Ministry of Education has computed for you. To be eligible for poly admissions, you must have a net EL R2B2 aggregate score of 26 points and below. Lastly, you will see all the codes of all the courses that you are eligible for. The codes starting with R indicates RP's courses. You will only be eligible for courses which you have met the minimum entry requirements. Let's take a look at where you can find the minimum entry requirement of the courses. By now, you have already received the JAE booklet from your school. It is that A4 size grey booklet. Details of RP courses can be found in section 6D. The minimum entry requirement of each course is indicated in the rightmost column. It refers to the minimum grades for specific subjects in order to be eligible for the course. However, being eligible for the course does not guarantee admissions. It is subject to competition and available vacancies. Let me bring your attention to the net ELR2B2 range column. This shows the highest and lowest net aggregate scores of the students who were posted to this course in the previous year. It does not refer to the cut-off point of the course. Instead, it is meant to act as a guide for you, so you can gauge your chances of being posted to the course. Each year, the ELR2B2 range may vary by 1 or 2 points for most courses. Now, apart from the aggregate score, your order of preference is also very important. The system will rank students based on merit first, then by order of preference. In this example, student A, who has 10 points, will rank higher than student B, who has 11 points. Student B chose the course as a second choice and thus will rank higher than student C, who chose the course as a third choice, even though both have same 11 points. In the event that there are 2 slots remaining, only student A and student B will be offered a place. So remember, the order of your course preference is very important. Keeping in mind that order of preferences matters, let me share with you how you can optimize your 12 choices. For your first 4 choices, you may want to choose courses that you are most interested and passionate in, and which your net aggregate score is no more than 2 points higher than the previous year's last aggregate score. For your next 4 choices, be practical. Choose courses that you are quite interested in and which your net aggregate score falls within the previous year's net aggregate range. For your last 4 choices, these are your safety net. Choose courses that you are somewhat interested in, which your net aggregate score falls well below the previous year's last aggregate score. After the release of the JAE results, if you are not satisfied with the course you are posted into, you may participate in the JAE appeal. To be eligible to appeal, you must have taken part in the main JAE 2023 exercise. You can appeal for up to 6 poly or IT courses for which you meet the course minimum entry requirement and last aggregate score. Do consider your appeal carefully, because if your appeal is successful, your original JAE posted course will be revoked. Let's take a look at some frequently asked questions which we receive every year. First, can I apply for the same course from different polytechnics? Yes, of course. You may apply for the same course from different polys. However, do take note, some of the courses with the same name may be very different in course structures. So do your research before applying. Next, we are always asked, what is the percentage of poly graduates in the local universities? The answer is 1 in 3 students in the local universities are from the polytechnics. We are also commonly asked, what should I do if I score a D7 for mathematics or English? Well, you can look at courses in the JAE booklet where the minimum entry requirement of the course is at least a grade 7 for English or maths. However, do note your net ELR2B2 will still be 26 points and below after deducting for CCA points. Lastly, students always ask, what can they do if they did not get posted to their ideal course in the JAE? If this is the case, you may try to appeal for it at the JAE appeal or through our direct admission exercise. This brings me to the end of my sharing. You have been a great audience. Thank you for listening till the end.